Do you know what NPCIL is? It is at the center of nuclear energy in India as our largest nuclear power generator. Naturally, all the stocks that will benefit from nuclear energy in India will be directly linked to NPCIL. For example, NTPC has already partnered with NPCIL through a joint venture called the Anushakti Vidyut Nigam Limited or ASHVINI, where NPCIL holds 51% and NTPC holds 49%. This is the project responsible for the overall nuclear capacity in India. The government has approved the transfer of major indigenous projects like the Mahibanswara and the Chutka BHWRs to this JV. This gives NTPC immediate access to nuclear power capacity. NTPC has also formed a wholly owned subsidiary, the NTPC Parmanu Urja Nigam Limited, specifically for this nuclear push. It is targeting 30 gigawatt of nuclear capacity by 2047, a massive undertaking that will require a $62 billion investment plan and represents 30% of India's total targeted nuclear capacity. To achieve this, NTPC has signed a draft agreement with the Uranium Corporation of India Limited to jointly evaluate and acquire overseas uranium assets as well. This will insulate its future 30 gigawatt nuclear fleet from global geopolitical and supply chain shocks. From 2026 to 2030, NTPC will invest approximately 42,000 crores into the Mahibanswara project. This capital outflow will temporarily weigh on the free cash flow, but is a necessary investment for future growth. We might see the stock decline during this period as the balance sheet and earnings suffer, but once commissioned, the regulated tariff mechanism for nuclear projects ensures highly predictable and stable revenue. This 2800 megawatt capacity adds an estimated 7,500 crores in stable low-carbon baseload revenue annually from 2030. With the government opening up nuclear power to private players, the Tata Group is one of the most likely large private entrants via the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. Tata Power has publicly expressed interest in small modular reactors, which is a major focus of the government's nuclear energy mission, with a 20,000 crore R&D outlay. SMRs are ideal for industrial decarbonization, for example, supplying captive power to Tata Steel or cement plants. It aligns perfectly with the vertical integration strategy of the Tata Group. While specific JVs are still to be formalized, Tata Power is expected to be a strong contender for SMR development partnerships and potentially take minority equity stakes in large reactors as well. For more direct beneficiaries to already established players though, we have EPC companies such as Walchandnagar Industries Limited. WIL is pre-qualified to manufacture and supply Class 1 nuclear components, which are the most safety-critical components of the reactor core. For example, calandrias, end shields, moderator heat exchangers, core catchers, and fuel handling systems. The ongoing fleet mode construction of 10 indigenous 700 megawatt BHWRs ensures a stable, high-value order pipeline for these core components, which only a handful of Indian companies can produce. This company has also been assessed and approved by foreign vendors like Rosatom from Russia, EDF from France, and Westinghouse from the US for localization of equipment. Since the government is easing supply liability, which is a key feature of the Shanti Bill, and inviting foreign technology, Walchandnagar Industries becomes an immediate beneficiary. Foreign vendors will need to partner with pre-approved local suppliers for Indian contracts, and Walchandnagar Industries is one of those extremely rare companies. By 2030, if WIL manages to secure and execute major contracts across multiple new reactor sites sanctioned under the 22.48 gigawatt target, its profit margins should match or exceed those of top engineering firms due to the specialized nature of nuclear work. For comparison, the current small scale of this company's contracts weighs on its profitability. As economies of scale kick in, this unprofitable company has the potential to deliver an ROE at par with stocks like Keynes or Honeywell Automation as well. Larsen & Toubro is a very obvious pick, but it is the only Indian manufacturer accredited by the American Society of Mechanical Engineers to use the full range of N and NPT stamps. This unique qualification acts as a significant barrier to entry, ensuring L&T commands the largest, most complex and highest margin fabrication orders for both domestic and foreign assisted projects. L&T's HCI or Heavy Civil Infrastructure vertical consistently wins multi-crore orders for the mechanical and civil packages of major projects. For instance, L&T recently won an estimated 1,000 crore to 2,500 crore order for the mechanical package of the Kundankulam nuclear power project. L&T's past joint venture with NPCIL for heavy forgings also highlights its strategic closeness to the core government entity. Nuclear manufacturing and EPC work command superior margins compared to the general infrastructure or bulk hydrocarbon contracts. As the nuclear segment's share rises from 3% to 7% of the total revenue, it will act as a key factor in improving L&T's company's overall consolidated profitability and return on equity over the next 5 years. At current prices, L&T might be overvalued, but when the market corrects, a buying opportunity emerges. This giant is one of the highest beta plays to profit from that rebound. MTAR has a deep, long-standing relationship with NPCIL and Bhabha Atomic Research Center, supplying highly specialized components that have extremely low tolerance limits, making them difficult for competitors to replicate. The company has recently secured a substantial confirmed order of 500 crores for the Kaiga 5 and 6 reactors, which is part of the Fleet Mode program, of which 194 crores has already been executed via purchase order from Meka Engineering and Infrastructures Limited for components like end-fitting. The management is highly optimistic about securing remaining orders from the Kaiga project and expects large tenders for the balanced 10 Fleet Mode reactors, anticipating a total nuclear order inflow of approximately 800 crores by the end of FY26. Bharat Heavy Electricals, on the other hand, is the turbine specialist. BHEL's advantage is rooted in its status as India's primary indigenous supplier for the non-nuclear side of the reactor complex, known as the turbine island or the secondary side. BHEL is currently the sole indigenous supplier for the crucial nuclear steam turbine generator that sets for the 700 megawatt pressurized heavy water reactors. BHEL supplied STG sets account for over 56% of the country's total installed nuclear capacity. Under the government's Fleet Mode program, 10 indigenous BHWRs, BHEL has already secured a massive order estimated at around 12,000 crores for the supply of STG packages for the majority of these units. This order provides multi-year revenue visibility well into the latter half of the decade. Hindustan Construction Company, on the other hand, is a civil constructor. HCC has built over 60% of India's installed nuclear power generation capacity across the country, making it the most experienced company in this highly technical niche. Nuclear civil work involves constructing containment domes, reactor buildings, specialized pump houses that require extreme precision, adherence to stringent safety protocols, and robust quality control that few other civil firms can match. The government's commitment to nearly tripling the nuclear capacity from 8.1 gigawatt to 22.1 gigawatt by 2132, driven by the Fleet Mode program, ensures a sustained multi-decade pipeline of civil contracts, where HCC is virtually the sole bidder for the most complex packages. The nuclear boom coincides with a crucial turnaround in HCC's financial profile as well. This is the most significant short-term driver for the stock. HCC has successfully implemented a comprehensive debt restructuring plan, including the transfer of debt to its associate company, Prolific Resolution Private Limited. Most recently, in December 2025, HCC executed a significant 3,364 crore reduction in its corporate guarantee obligations for PRPL, reducing its liability exposure from 100 to 20%. This massive liability reduction improves its balance sheet strength and its credit rating.